Hello and welcome to the Quantas Classification Upload webinar. My name is Andy Fry. I'm an Oracle Projects Consultant with Quantas Consulting. I have over 17 years of consulting experience, primarily in the Oracle Project Suite. So who should be interested in the Quantas Classification Upload tool? Any organizations that use Oracle projects, organizations that use project classifications on their projects. If the update of those classifications are done on multiple projects, as well as if the adding or deleting of classifications on multiple projects is done. So really, if any organization uses project classifications and they're updating those classifications at any point in time, this tool would be helpful. The high-level benefits of the tool: the tool uploads, adds, deletes project classifications on multiple projects in mass. It has upfront controls which can help manage the upload of that information. There's error handling, which will help users see what data is errors, and an audit trail report provides users with the information that was actually uploaded. So what this really does is it takes a spreadsheet of information and pushes it up into Oracle projects, and we'll show that in a few moments. So the business benefit of this tool: it saves a lot of time with the mass uploading of data. So if an organization has a lot of classifications to update across their projects, they can do that from a spreadsheet and push it straight into Oracle and update all those projects at once. You can validate the prior loads. So anything that was uploaded, you can actually see what data was uploaded and when, and if there were errors, those errors that occurred. The streamlined approach really provides users with more time to do their analysis and manage their projects versus administering the updates of the data. Any time-sensitive changes can be done quickly. Such as auto accounting. If auto accounting is driven off of classifications, or reports need to be generated and those updates need to occur prior to the reports, then that can be done very quickly. So the overview of the presentation: we'll discuss the problem that's trying to be resolved. We'll discuss how the problem has been resolved. We'll touch on some terminology, and we'll demonstrate the controls on the upload screen, as well as the new change and delete load formats. We'll show how a changed format is loaded. We'll touch on the load statuses and the download, and we'll show a downloaded file that was previously uploaded and downloaded results. And then we'll finish up the presentation with contact information. So the problem we're trying to resolve: organizations routinely need to update classifications on projects, and sometimes that's on multiple projects. And Oracle provides no standard mechanism to update a lot of classifications on projects at once. So users are really required to do that one by one on each project. Go open the project, change the value, save it, and go to the next project. Or they need to find a technical developer to build a conversion type of program to load those. The business reasons around these changes can be acquisitions, restructuring, correcting errors, and just reporting requirements. So how we resolve this problem? So a method exists to upload classifications in mass. That's the Quantas classification upload. This tool can be used to upload new classifications and class categories and class codes. It can update any existing class categories, class codes, and it can delete existing values. An audit report shows any errors, and as well as the stored loaded files that were run prior to other updates. Controls are available to manage the upload, and we'll show that in a bit. And then any new or changed or deleted values can be tracked and recorded with the Quantas classification tracker, which is a separate tool, and you can check that out at the end of this presentation. So the terminology, we'll touch on this really quickly, but classifications is just a combination of class category and class codes on a project in Oracle projects. A form is a screen in Oracle. When we refer to PA, it's Oracle projects. And the Quantas classification tracker is a tool that tracks any changes that occur on classifications on a project. And that's a separate tool. Again, you can check that out at the end of the presentation. I'll give you a link to that information. So here's an example of a classification on a project. So here's our classification, and the value is 001. If I need to change this value, I would have to come in one by one and change this across all projects that have this value. But we actually have a tool here called with the upload project classifications. We select that menu item, and we have a screen where we can create a batch name. And I'm going to touch on some of the settings here. So we create our batch name. We have some controls in place, which is the all or nothing checkbox. What that checkbox does is it will control if a whole batch gets interfaced at one time. So if I have this checked like it is, what will happen is if there are any errors on the upload, the entire batch will be rejected. We won't upload any of the information. If this is unchecked, any successful values will be updated. Any invalid or rejected items will not. Update pre-existent values. So that option, what will happen with that checked is any data on our file, on our upload file, that refers to existing values on a project will actually update it. So in our situation here, the value was 001. If my spreadsheet had 001 for the user type, it would actually update that even though that classification actually exists. The test run. The test run feature is a really helpful feature. What that does is it allows users to run this in a test mode and check to see if any errors occur. So they can run it and correct any errors and then run the batch for the actual upload. And then delete pre-existing values. What this option does here is it allows users to go through in any classifications that exist on a project, delete them, and add the brand new values. So it's just a different approach to updating those values. So here is a new load file. So the new load file, you can see we've got our project, our class category, our class code. I want to point out on row 8 that we have multiple projects separated by a semicolon. So a user doesn't need to have a row for each project, a class category and class code combination. If the same class category and class code is used, they can just put those projects in one line separated by semicolons if they choose. The delete load. So the delete load, you can see the column in column A, we've got the delete, and if it's Y is the value, it will actually delete out that class category that exists on that project. The change value. So the change value here, you can see the new code and the old code. It'll update the values from 0 to 1. I want to point out here columns E, F, and ongoing. Column E represents the percentage column, and F onward is for the descriptive flex fields. So if you're capturing values in the DFFs on class codes, you can actually update them on these spreadsheets as well. So we're going to give an example here of changing a value. So here our value on this project is 000 for the user type. I create my batch and I'm going to choose the upload file at the bottom right hand corner. I select my spreadsheet and I choose upload and submit. It shows me that it's been uploaded. It asks if I've been uploaded and I choose yes. And I'm just going to show my new and old code. So I want to point out here, my new code is 1, my old code is 0. The reason that shows this way in Excel is because Excel removes leading zeros. So what the tool will do is it will recognize the fact that if value 1 doesn't exist, and it's actually 001, the tool will actually search for leading zeros. So it'll push through and see, does value 1 exist? If not, it will actually look for values with leading zeros, knowing that Excel removes the leading zeros. And here is the new value on our project. You can see here, if we had 1,000 projects we need to update, it would happen very, very quickly. In moments, it would update all those different projects. So I'm going to touch quickly here on the statuses. So our statuses, we have various statuses of our batches. So the purge status, the purge status just represents any files that have been purged out of this table. So any previously run extracts or uploads would be removed, and your files would be removed. And I'll show you the files in a moment. Errors encountered, the error encountered status just shows that errors had happened on the load, and you can actually check those out. We'll show that as an example in a moment. Successful upload shows us that the value was successful. Under construction just means that the value has been constructed and that the user is currently creating the batch. And the working status is the batch is currently being worked and currently being uploaded. So I'm going to show a downloaded file. So here's a file. I should go back. The batch, it was successfully uploaded. I'm going to choose the download file. And you can see this is the file that was actually uploaded when the file was actually used. So you can actually validate that this was the data that was uploaded. Errors encountered. You can see here we have errors encountered. And I choose the results. And in here it'll show us the error that actually occurred. So to summarize our presentation, we showed how to load new classifications and update existing and delete existing values. We touched on the control features available in the upload process, how to review the loaded files, and then the error handling feature. So if you have questions, you're more than welcome to contact me at the information on this page. We also have a tool called the Quantas classification tracker, which actually tracks the values that are changed on projects. So you can check that out at quantasconsulting.com/articles. Or you can check out any other tools that we have built. Again, if you have questions, you're welcome to contact me. And thank you for your time, and have a great day.